Hello everyone. So I took my time and I basically used every style. Styles ranging from Smash to Ghost. And after using them and fighting them, I realized that I did have a crap ton of errors when I ranked them. As you can see, the styles that are already ranked right now are the rankings I did from the last video that I am okay with, while the ones that are not ranked are the ones I am gonna change my ranking on. Let's start with the most obvious mistake I did. On my last video I ranked Ghost at A tier. And oh boy was I wrong, it's definitely one of, if not the strongest legend right now. I've seen so many people get carried by this style. He point where if they use any other style, they just suck. Added with the fact that he has an ultimate that can almost compete with Ippo's ultimate damage. Because of its fast jabs, you don't need to dodge half of the time because you could just counter them. So I'm placing Ghost on S tier. Next up is Wolf. On my previous tier list Wolf was a problem for a lot of people. But now people are starting to realize how easy it is to beat. Wolf also kind of does very little damage compared to other styles. And he needs to do quite a lot of work compared to other styles as well because he needs to land the second hit of his White Fang to negate healing. Which he can't do on perfect dodge. I'll be lowering this style to low A, it's still pretty strong but it's not that crazy now. Due to people getting a hang of fighting it. Next is Hitman. Hitman is in a similar position as Wolf, a lot of people have fought it to the point Hitman isn't that big of a deal anymore. Only thing Hitman has going for him is his speed and arguably his range. But due to the dash nerfs and dash cooldown additions, as well as the M1 whiff addition, this style isn't as good as his old days. So I will be lowering its rank to high A tier, despite the nerfs it still does crazy damage. Which isn't something to belittle. Next is Ippo. Ippo is crazy nowadays, I'm glad people have found out that he's actually really good despite the fact that he doesn't have any special gimmick. It's just his base stats overall that's amazing. He has dashes which basically cost 0 stamina and he has a fast M2 that he can follow up with any time if the enemy doesn't expect it. He has great defense and he has the highest damaging ultimate in the game. Which you can use twice depending on the situation. And with the addition of the M1 speed buff he had, it made it easier to catch people with his jabs. He is easily one of the top 5 styles right now. Hell, it even say he's top 3 right next to Slugger and Ghost. As for counter, although I love using counter, I do still think it's high B tier but in some situations his counter damage is so high I would put it on A tier. So I'm kind of conflicted as to where I'd put it so I'll just put it on A tier because of its absurd counter damage. And those are pretty much the changes I would do to my tier list right now. Do you agree with this list? If you don't, feel free to comment which ranking you'd put other styles on. Anyways, that's all from me, see you guys on the next one. Peace.